guys, Diane here with the Green I Must Review, and today I have a very disturbing list for you. These are some disturbing books that I've been wanting to read for a while, so I figured, hey, let me just make a list and let's all get disturbed together. So hit that like and subscribe button and we'll get into it. Okay, so I figured I would start this list off pretty tame, I use very loosely. But the first pick I have is The WASP Factory by Ian Banks. And this is a book about a young boy, I think he's in like the 5th grade, and he's got a very tumultuous home life. His mother has abandoned the family. His father is said to be eccentric, and the way that I took that as was a negative eccentric, not like a fun, like painter, ice cream for dinner kind of dad. And then we have his brother who's in a mental health facility, and he breaks out, and so he's kind of anticipating him coming home, and it sounds like some family secrets come out and some things just get very weird. I've seen this on quite a few people's most disturbing books list. It just doesn't sound necessarily that bad. My husband read it a few years ago and he didn't really mention it disturbing him all that much, and he doesn't read disturbing books. I mean, if you've seen him on my channel, he's he's not into dark stuff. So, but we'll see. And I've been wanting to read this for a long time. I've heard a lot of really good things about it. There's supposed to be a pretty good twist, so I'm super excited for this one. And then we have The End of Alice by A.M. Holmes. And this is about an imprisoned pedophile who starts some sort of erotically charged relationship with a co-ed. And I guess it just kind of walks you through their romance. It's kind of described as part romance, which I use very loosely, and part horror story. So we'll see how it goes. I've seen this on quite a few lists. I've heard that it's really good, that it's really addictive. So I'm really anticipating a really good yet unnerving story with this one. And then we have Found by Todd Rigney, and this is about a young boy. He's in elementary school and he's just living a rough life. He's getting bullied at school. Has a very tumultuous home life. He doesn't really have any structure. It doesn't sound like he really has anyone kind of looking out for him. And on top of all that, his brother's hiding heads in his closet. So this sounds like it almost sounds a little comedic. I might be totally wrong with that, but maybe it's just the severed heads in the closet, and this sounds a little fantastical to me. But I've heard that this is really good and that it's a darker book. So we'll see how that goes. And, don't hold it against me if there's absolutely no comedy in this book and it's just devastating. So we'll find out together. And then we have The Collector by John Fowles. And this is about a man. He doesn't really have anything going for him. He's not very attractive. He doesn't really have any of those traits that would make a woman want to really kind of reach out and be with him. And so he ends up falling in love with this woman. And in his mind, he's like, let me just quietly abduct her, take her home, and we'll get to know each other and we'll fall in love. This is described as pretty... it's almost, the way I remember it being described to me was, it was almost like a sad story that you kind of do feel for him. And it sounds like he's in a world of his own where he doesn't realize that this is not the way to go about a relationship. So that sounded like a good story. And then we have this next book, The Horrors of Fox Hollow Farm, Unraveling the History and Hauntings of a Serial Killer's Home. This is actually true crime, which I don't really read a lot of true crime just because it's always just even more disturbing because it's true. There's like real victims in here. I've read, I think, only 2, and they stuck with me forever. So I don't read a whole lot, but I figured, if I'm going to make a disturbing list, I probably should have at least one true crime on here. And so this is about, infamous Indiana property where Herb Baumeister allegedly murdered at least 11 men. And it delves into the psyche of this, I only read a very short synopsis on the back of the book, so I don't know if he's convicted or suspected. And there's also supernatural activity at this house, supposedly, so it kind of delves into both of those things. This sounded really interesting to me. If this is a documentary, I would have already watched it, but not that I know. It's not that I know of. So we'll figure this out together and see if this is something you want stuck in your head the rest of your life. So next we have Unspeakable Things by Jess Lauren or Lori. I'm not sure. I'll have the cover right here, so that way if I'm saying it wrong, you'll know. But this is a book about, I have a physical copy of this, and this is about local boys going missing in a small town. They are returned or they're found and they're changed in some sort of way. And it just speaks of, this is based on a true story. So it's almost, it's semi-true crime. And once they come back, it's really kind of, I guess you're trying to figure out what's happened to them, where it's happening, and how they're going to stop it. So that sounded really good. I've had this on my TBR for so long. I actually bought the physical copy at a used bookstore, and I've been meaning to get to it. But I mean, you know how TBRs go. They just, they fluctuate. At least mine does. So, but yeah, that's my list. Let me know in the comments if you want to read along with me, which I feel like that would be a lot of fun. What we're reading, I'm not sure that's going to be fun, but like I said, we'll figure it out together, and we'll be maimed together. So hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.